Hello, hello, hello. How you all doing? Welcome back to another episode, God Concept Podcast. I'm your host, Mr. Pagan. I apologize, got tongue twisted. Man, I had a great fucking day yesterday, man. I appreciated the shit out of yesterday. Seriously, yesterday was, I mean, just magical for me. I got to spend time with my daughter. You know what I mean? We had a great time. Went all over the place, went downtown or whatever. Enjoyed ourselves, enjoyed our time together. You know what I mean? We ate, did a few posts about what we ate and things like that, man. And I had a great Sunday, man. It was a great Sunday. We went to Jubilee Festival. She sung and everything. You know, she sung. That was my first time, like, getting her, in front of mic up there and everything. And it was beautiful because it was like a church event, you know what I mean? A religious event. So it was nice. You know what I mean? I want to keep my daughter grounded in something. You know what I mean? I want to keep her grounded and well rounded at all times, man. You know, a lot of us, go through a lot of things, man. But you at least got to make sure you're active, in that child's life. You know what I mean? You got to be active. Period. You got to be active in your own life. It's a lot, man. It's a lot we deal with on a daily basis, man. You got to be active in your own life. You know what I mean? Right now, I'm at a point where, you know, I really don't have a lot of tolerance for people lying to me or just you know a lot of people make up things, man. A lot of people make up things. A lot of people will try to build something with somebody, and you know it's just getting off on a tangent because other things are on my mind. That's what happens when I, you know what I mean, I get pulled back and forth a lot. But yeah, um you got to appreciate the simple things in life, man. I'm very appreciative of all the simple things in life, man. I'm gonna just try to I'm gonna try to continue to keep life as simple as possible. Oh, my camera almost fell. But yeah, simplicity, man. That's all. That's all I want. You know what I mean? I talked about simplicity before on my podcast, but it's about simplicity, uh, the knowledge of how to keep it simple, man. Just staying grounded in that. Period. Just staying grounded in the simple things in life, man. I've been going through a lot of things, and I just mm, I'm trying to do what I can. I got things in my mind right now, so I apologize if I'm stumbling or rambling on or whatever. And it's funny that fake love came on. It's funny that fake love came on because that's actually what's on my mind. You know what I mean? Like, I don't like to pursue relationships if it's not gonna amount to anything, right? I try to be careful about who I allow into my life, especially now, man. You know, because people coming into your life can overcomplicate things, man. People just they got their own idea of how they live their life differently, man. And I don't want to bring anybody in my life that just you know want to complicate things. You know what I mean? If a person lives a complicated life or has a complicated life, I mean, I got love for everybody. You know what I mean? Don't get me wrong. Everybody's life is their life. And I'm not trying to overcomplicate my life, my children's life, take away from my life or my children's life, introducing anybody new into my life. You know what I mean? So right now I'm gonna just keep it simple and keep it just like that. You know what I mean? For my sake, I got things that I'm still trying to accomplish. You know what I mean? If I can find somebody to accomplish those things with that's not gonna bullshit me or have any get crazy, man. Genuine people is hard to find. Genuine people is really fucking hard to find, man. You know, genuine people is like, it's definitely not a dime a dozen, man. It's rare. You'll never know how genuine a person is being with you until really, you know what I mean? Really get into that person or whatever. You know, I'm used to being hurt by people. You know what I mean? I don't want to be hurt by anybody, so I try not to always be like upfront about what I'm feeling or how I feel, but I'll have my feelings in reserve and I'll hold on to them, you know, till I feel like enough is, you know. Sometimes you just gotta, you know, admit when things ain't right. You know what I mean? Like I'm speaking around it. It's like a lot of dudes would choose to be in a messed up relationship just because they need somebody. You know what I mean? And I'm the type of person. Yeah, I want somebody around. You know, I do. Every man, you know, desires to have a female around and everything. But man, I'm trying to keep it simple, and I accept the fact that you know when you taking two worlds like me and another person, and we collide, me and another, me and a woman collide, and we bringing our worlds together. It's like you know, it's gonna introduce complications. You know what I mean? Especially if both parties not being honest. You know what I mean? I don't got shit to lie about. I put everything out there. You know what I mean? Now, because basically that was the hand I was dealt. I have to put everything out there. You know what I mean? Um, it's who I am, right? I'm be honest with you, man. Due to shit that I've been through in my life, um, due to due to a lot of different things, due to a lot of things I found out, right? Not just what I've been through, but things that I found out, right? And making connections, right? Not, you know, making connections, right? I lash out at a lot of people, right? I don't want my anger at a particular group or particular um, whatever community to bleed out, you know, and be, you know, a complication, basically. Um, you know, it's just when things is going on in your life and you trying to reach out and you're not getting no type of nothing, it's like damn, like you're not getting no type of response. So like what you going through don't matter. That shit hurts. You start to really look at it like damn, you know what I mean? It's a combination of shit that goes on, especially when my children are involved, man. And I put it all on the line for them. You know what I mean? You all know that. You know, what can I say, man? What comes to me comes to me. And what's for me is what's for me, and what's not is what's not. You know what I mean? But one thing I won't do is I won't be a fool for anybody. You know what I mean? I can't play a fool for nobody. And to be honest with you, I felt for a while that I was being played for a fool by, different things, different situations and all that shit. But it's like I'm tired of playing a fool for anybody. You know what I mean? Um I'm tired of just taking a lie for face value. I deserve the truth. You know what I mean? I don't deserve to be treated less than because I do so many things to try to do right. You know what I mean? And I'm not gonna lie to you. You know what I mean? I'm in need. I'm in need like a motherfucker. I'm in need of a woman that's gonna help me and not hurt me. I'm in need of a woman who's gonna understand what I'm going through and not judge what I'm going through, right? Every man deserves that, especially if you're gonna be a good man to that woman. You know what I mean? Yeah. But right now, I don't even know if I can make that type of commitment, right? I know I can make that type of commitment, but to be honest with you, it's so hard trying to find somebody that's gonna try to make that commitment with you. You know what I mean? It's like once you do, then you gotta worry about the baggage that they come with, all the bullshit and hangups that they got in their life, the people they may be involved with, this or that. You know what I mean? It's, then when you under a lot of scrutiny, You got to be careful who you're dealing with because they could be telling you one thing and lying and backstabbing you and all types of shit, man. World is crazy, man. That's why I told my daughter the other day, people ain't shit, man. I mean, and I'm not trying to be negative at all, but you know, you got to gravitate towards the right people. You got to gravitate towards the right thing. That's why I took my daughter into the atmospheres I took her into. You know what I mean? Even with me being, I got her first job, right? Doing a play called Bridge to Lyon. I got her first job. She was the cashier over there, Bridge to Lyon, right? Right around the corner from the Jubilee Festival that we went to, and she got to sing for the first time, on a, stage and everything with other singers and stuff. And it was a spiritual event, and that made me proud, man. That's something that made my grandmother proud. You know what I mean? Who's smiling down on us from paradise, from wherever. It's like it made her proud, and I felt that in that moment. You know what I mean? I felt that. I know I'm doing some changes. That's why, to be honest with you, I gotta just start focusing on me and mine because I can't afford to be going off on tangents on my podcast and things like that. You gotta understand, man, this world will feed you a bunch of negativity through through the music, through through people, you know what I mean, through television, just through the things that you gotta go through in life, man. It's like just on a day-to-day basis, you're gonna go through and experience a lot of crazy shit. You know what I mean? Sometimes you don't even understand it. Sometimes it's just, blatant. Sometimes it's just like sly little underhanded shit that people do to be smart towards you, to condition you or to ruin you or to keep you in a less than mind state, man. I mean, it'd be simple shit. You know what I mean? It just be simple shit. Little slights turn into big slights. If you give a person an inch, they'll take a mile. You know what I mean? And like I said, again, I apologize if I hurt somebody or make it difficult on somebody or anything. You know what I mean? I apologize if I lash out at anybody unjustly or when I wasn't supposed to or anything like that. I apologize, you know what I mean, to anybody that I hurt in any type of way. But you know what they say, hurt people. And I've been hurt a lot of times, on many occasions. And I never reach out to hurt, slander anybody who don't deserve it. You know what I mean? I don't do that to people who don't deserve it. You know what I mean? If you did me wrong in my life or, you know what I mean, or anything like that, I just tell the truth. You know what I mean? That's all I do on these Jones. That's all I do on God Concept Podcast is tell my truth and what's true and evident to me. And, I was told, something ain't right because you can feel it. You know when something is going on because you feel it. And I've always been one to go with that gut feeling, those gut instincts. I had it for a long time, teaching my daughter and my son to use their gut instincts about things as well. You know, you know when somebody's cheating. You know when somebody's hurting. You know when somebody's being deceitful or lying to you because you can feel it. Especially if you're not a deceitful, lying ass person yourself. You can see it, you can feel it. People move funny. People, you know what I mean? I don't like when people move funny. I ain't gonna lie. If I notice that, you know what I mean, that you just, you know what I mean, that you lying to me, you being deceitful or something like that, I just rather just either try to get you to tell me the truth, right? I want you to tell me the truth, or I just give you distance so that way I could, you know what I mean, kind of, safeguard myself from the bullshit, or I'll just rather just leave it alone completely. You know what I mean? Because you got to keep it real. Got to keep it real with somebody, man. I keep it real with myself. When I add shit up, I keep it real with myself, man. If shit add up to me, then it's just that. You know what I mean? If shit add up, then, I'm not going to sit up there and ignore my calculations, right? A lot of people fuck up when they ignore their calculations. Now, yeah, sometimes I fuck up by paying too much attention to my calculations, right? Adding shit up and all that. And maybe I may be off base at times with things that I add up or I investigate or, you know what I mean, come to a conclusion on certain things. Maybe I might be off base a bit, but normally I'm correct. You know what I mean? If I'm touching on something, if I got a hunch about something, if I'm, you know what I mean, if I'm on, if you giving me certain slight clues about what's going on or whatever, right? Like normally my hunches are right because you the one that gave it to me. You the one that gave me something to look at, something to, you know what I mean, wonder about, something suspicious that you may be up to or into, right? And I've been around a lot of suspicious motherfuckers. I've been around a lot of con artists. People try to get over on you all my life, right? Not saying that I was one of those type of people, but I was just the type of person that a motherfucker would think they could get over on you, right? And that's why I could tell the bullshit so much. You know, and I could tell it. I could see that shit coming from a mile away. You know, I don't like it. You know what I mean? Sometimes I ignore it. You know what I mean? For my own little selfish benefit or gain or whatever. And at the same time, I don't want to rock the boat because when you're in certain situations and certain relationships, you wish it could be exactly how the fuck you feel about it. Like you wish it could be that, right? And you hope is that, right? You hope is this person's being true to you and you being true to them and shit like that. You hope is that. You wish is that, right? But if the shit is adding up and you in this relationship with this person and the shit ain't adding up and it's just not genuine and you don't see the truth in it and it feel like the motherfucker's getting over on you or lying to you, then normally it's that. I don't like the cat and mouse game, period. If you for me, you for me. If you for someone else, you for someone else. You know what I mean? I understand how people hold on to people and things like that. I do too, especially after I'm intimate with a person, right? If I'm intimate with a person, I really hold on to them. You know what I mean? Because they get some hooks in there. You know what I mean? You get this, get them hooks in there, and it's like y'all just into each other, right? And at the same time, it's like you can't be into nobody that's into somebody else. You can't be into somebody that's into somebody else. I've been there before. You know what I mean? I'm married right now, all right? Not saying that me and my wife have been together for a long time. We haven't been together for a very long time. But the whole thing is, yeah, I'm a married man. And I do have to get a divorce because it's a very complicated situation that I'm in. But at the same time, I don't lie about my situation, and nobody else really, I, I don't lie about my situation. And I'm not wondering about my situation. I don't have ties. You know what I mean? I'm not like screwing my wife and then going to screw somebody else and doing all this, crazy stuff or whatever. It was what it was. Just like when I was married, I never cheated on my wife or anything like that. I never been that type of person. But at the same time, it's like a lot of women out here, they feel like they could just be promiscuous. You know what I mean? And it's like, yeah, I'm a man. I like to fuck. I love me a nice shaped woman and all that shit. I love to look at ass. You know what I mean? I segued from talking about all this other stuff that happened yesterday to relationships, right? Go figure. But I'm not the type to sit up here and try to stick my dick in every woman that I see, right? Every now and then you need it, you need what you need, but it's like, damn, when you into somebody and you really down with them, right? And you trying to make that shit work. It's like, mm, I don't really fuck with nobody else. But at the same time, it's like a give and a take. It's like you're building something. They gotta respect your world and you gotta respect their world. Sometimes this shit don't work out. Worlds just gotta separate. You know what I mean? It is what it is, man. I've been separated from a lot before, man. I've been separated from an entire family, entire city, entire neighborhood, entire fucking community. You know what I mean? People I love, I've been separated from people. After a while, you live and you get used to just, growing apart or losing stuff. You know what I mean? Because you'll figure you'll gain it again, this and that, but it's just the absence. It's the absence of when you don't have nothing to replace what you had, right? You don't have nothing to replace what you had. It's that absence. It's that gap. It's that gap that, you know, that stings. You know what I mean? Because you used to something. You used to a certain someone. You used to a certain, you know, you used to them. And you don't got them no more. It's like, damn, the fuck. Yeah. That's why I'm teaching my daughter, don't get into any relationships. Don't get into any relationships until you are where you want to be in life. Until you've accomplished the things that you want to accomplish. Because relationships, yeah, they're fun. Yeah, they're nice. Everybody wants to be with somebody. And yeah, truth be told, you do. But, you know, just have your friends and have your fun. You know what I mean? And focus on the things that you got to get done. Because having a relationship can overcomplicate and even, stop you from doing the things that you have to do in life. You know what I mean? For you and your loved one. Right now, I don't need nobody to bullshit me in my life. I don't need just a partner to lay with all the time. You know what I mean? I don't need a partner that's gonna take away from me. I've already been taken away from enough. I need a partner that's gonna help me build. I need a partner that's gonna, you know what I mean, look at my situation and say, hey, maybe I can help you out here and here and there and try to brainstorm about, how I'm gonna get out of my situations. But I got a lot of things that I deal with, and I'm not trying to, you know, succumb to any one of my situations or anything, right? I'm trying to maintain my freedom, maintain my life, and continue to grow and thrive, right? So I need somebody that's going to be there that's there for more than just dick. You know what I mean? You got to be there for more than just dick, and you got to be there for you know what I mean, for me. You know what I mean? This shit crazy. Like I ain't gonna lie. I'm a good listener, right? When it comes to women and all that, I'm a good listener. I can listen my ass. I can listen a lot. You know what I mean? And I pay attention. I take notes. You know what I mean? I take heed and all that shit. But in vice versa, women don't fucking listen, bro. They don't. I mean, some of them, if they really, you know what I mean? If you catch a, you know what I mean? One that's really into you or one that don't got her own situation. You know what I mean? Because you can have one that's into you, but she got her own situation, so she really ain't got time to listen. You know what I mean? To worry about the shit that you got going on. And she just don't give a fuck. But then you got some out there who don't got no situations and you the only one that they into. Yeah, they might take a little bit more of your time, this and that. But if they listening to you and they actively trying to help you out in your life and get your situation better while y'all building something actively together, you know what I mean, a relationship or a situation, both y'all can respect and thrive on and be happy and love one another, then that's what it is. I mean, that's what you need. Anything else, if it's purely about sex, is not cool. I mean, everybody needs sex. Is good. It's healthy. You know what I mean? And it's fun to fuck, right? But at the same time, it's like if that's all you're doing with that person, and you got other situations in your life that you got to take care of, you taking time away from the shit you need to be doing, dealing with them, laying up with them. You know what I mean? All that shit is the time suck. You know what I mean? You giving up precious time, man, for moments of joy, moments of, that nut, you know what I mean? That good old nut feeling, that's what you giving up your time, your essence, man. Like this wind kicked in. Yeah, man. I'd rather build on the relationships that I know can't be broken. The relationship I have with my daughter, the relationship I have with my son, the relationship I have with my creator, the relationship I have with myself. I'd rather build on those relationships than building on ones that's not going to really amount to anything in the long run. And I love holding on to people. I love loving people. You know what I mean? But you gotta be there for you as well. You know what I mean? You can't. I don't know. You can't overcomplicate things. I'm not gonna lie to you because it's like when you overcomplicate things, it's like, all right, you may love a person, but understand they got complicated ways. And you hope that those complications don't get in the way of what you're trying to accomplish or what you're trying to do or what you're trying to build with that person. But if they got complicated ways, if they're going through complications in their life, you dealing with that person just gonna bring more complications to you. And I love to love a person, even with their complications. I do. But at the same time, you're not gonna make my life any more complicated or difficult than it already is. You know, especially when it seems like sometimes it's done intentionally. Like that shit is weird. Like sometimes it's like it seems like it's intentional shit. Mm, shit's crazy. I digress. I ain't. But yeah, man. Let me see if I can get this message out. Without fucking it up. Yeah, I did it. Yeah, man. Appreciate the simple things, man. Just keep it simple. The kiss method. Keep it simple, stupid. Keep it simple, stupid. I ain't overcomplicating shit no more. You know, I'm not gonna try to overcomplicate anything, and I'm not damn sure not gonna have nobody in my life to overcomplicate shit for me. Not at all. Trying to continue to do the things I'm doing for myself and for my children. You know what I mean? Keep striving to do more. You know what I mean? Slowly but surely it's getting there. Mountain, building. That's all it's about. Mountain and building. Just keep on moving forward, man. And hopefully, you can have somebody to enjoy mountain and building with you. But I had a beautiful yesterday, man. Today, today is going well. I'm still going, having my little, ins and outs here and there, but it's all good. It's all gravy, man. Yesterday was beautiful. You know, today is a gift. Tomorrow, a mystery. You know, just standing on that. All right, well, that's just about my time on God Concept Podcast. I enjoy doing this, man. It's very therapeutic, man. I appreciate everybody out there for listening. And once again, man, I'm not on here to try to spread no hate, no venom. It's all love. It's all about, you know, me getting my thing out there. So I appreciate y'all for tuning in. And thank you for joining me again for another episode of God Concept Podcast. I'm your host, Mr. Pagan. And yeah, peace. I should have been ready for it. Let me see. Peace.